they faced in the last two Grey Cups. Actually, Hamilton collapsed. They had the lead most of the game. Winnipeg came back and won the Grey Cup for the second straight time. Covering the spread, countless games in a row, Winnipeg has come out on top, ATS and straight up here against Winnipeg. And you take a look at the TiCats and the offseason that they had, losing some skilled players at the receiving position, losing some offensive linemen. And then right now, their running back position is just absolutely horrible. You know, their offense is struggling big time. And not to mention, last week, they blew a 24-point lead to Calgary. They're just finding ways to lose. Meanwhile, Winnipeg is finding ways to win. Their first two games were against the same team, a home and home against Ottawa, like Steve just mentioned. Now, I'll tell you guys, those two wins that they had, they weren't the prettiest. They weren't the nicest. They weren't the flashiest of wins, but they got the job done. And a lot of that comes down to their great defense. They did let Andrew Harris walk in free agency. And now they have, the running backs that were the backups that looked great last year. Well, they're the guys now. They're the main guys, and they're still settling into those roles. But to me, this Winnipeg team just has it going on better. They're better coached. They're more well-rounded. And Zach Collaros, if he's protected, he will make throws. And I think Hamilton's defense got exposed in the second half of that game in week 2 against the Calgary Stampeders. One thing great about the CFL, I know I'm not on here to convince people to like the league here, guys, but with the fact that there only being 3 downs, it's really easy to come back in games, or you see a lot more comebacks like the one I talked about a few minutes ago with Calgary coming back against Hamilton. You couple 2 and outs, get on the board, 2 and out again, get a field goal. All of a sudden, you're back in the game. And I think Hamilton really got exposed. And Dane Evans, who's now the full-time number 1 quarterback for Hamilton, he's been running for his life. Obviously, their protection has been a lot worse for running versus passing, but I just don't think Hamilton has the offense to compete with Winnipeg. And once they fall behind, Winnipeg's defense is going to contain them. I'm going to lay the points here with Winnipeg. They own Hamilton, and that's not going to stop here this week.